It's Thursday, February 2nd, and I'm a creature from the vlog. Creatures from the vlog finally go back to school. On Mondays and Wednesdays, I start off with juvenile delinquents. That professor seems pretty cool. She assigns a lot of work though. For every reading that we have, we also have to do like some sort of writing. So this weekend I'm gonna have to write 2.5 pages on like a few chapters that we need to read, and like even like the last class she had us write something even though we had not done any readings or anything. So that seems pretty intense. All of my classes this semester seem like they're going to be a lot more intense than I thought they were going to be, which is kind of upsetting me because I do have some 200 level classes, so I kind of expected those to like kind of be like, oh, well, like whatever. Like, I've been taking 300 and I even took a 400 level class. How could a 200 level class still be challenging? Um, on Mondays and Wednesdays, my friend Toby is in every single one of my classes, so that's pretty cool. I'm pretty excited about that. So, my second class of the day is Sex and Culture, and I don't really have an opinion on that class yet. I'm really excited to kind of get into it, but like the last class we talked about was nothing new to me, and I'm curious to see what is new to me, and I'm curious to see how the discussions on sexuality go. We kind of like touched on sexuality in the last class, and some kid was talking, and he basically said like, oh, like now, like people have all of these choices of like what sexualities they can be, and then like I raised my hand and I was like, uh, people have had a lot of different like sexual preferences for a really long time. I don't know what you're talking about. And the professor was like, no, yeah, but like he's right though. He's right. Oh, well, like we're just more open about it now is what he means. And I was just kind of like, that's not what he said at all. I don't. Okay, sorry. I've been embarrassing myself a lot lately. That's been happening in school. A lot. Really a lot. Like really frequently I've been embarrassing myself. Um, Then, after the last class on Mondays and Wednesdays is Psychology of Dreams, which is bullshit. um, the woman is like 80 years old, and she's like has a real hard on for Freud, and like is making analyzing dreams sound like an exact science that we know, like definitely that what what happens when you interpret dreams, and that it's like worth doing. So that's really interesting. And then she was talking about how she didn't get to take an interpreting dreams class until she was in graduate school, and I was kind of like, I can't imagine taking this not as an undergraduate. It's like a fucking class that I would take at Hogwarts, like not something at John Jay College. I'm just taking it as an elective, so like fuck it. But she's way into it. But I mean, it sounds interesting, so hopefully it'll get better. We interpreted Joseph's dreams from the Bible in the last class, so I loved that. Tuesdays and Thursdays, I start off with urban sociology, which the professor is pretty chill. He's really young. I forgot to mention that my sex and culture professor is also really, really young. Um, so I kind of like that, especially when I have like an 80-year-old professor teaching me about dreams. That it's nice to see that all of my teachers aren't really old. I don't really have anything to say about urban sociology either. It's not really that interesting to me. It's kind of cool, like learning about how cities were built and like why and like how it came to be that way. But really, I'm only a week in my classes, so I don't have like super hardcore opinions about anything yet, except for my one class, which I'll get to. I do have a friend in that class, so that's cool. Looking forward to that. After urban sociology, I have political sociology. Um, that guy is also ancient, that professor. Today we were talking about Marx, and I've talked about I've learned about Marx in class before, and the way that he like tackles Marx is probably in the most confusing way that is possible. He just kept repeating this one phrase. I really can't remember what it is right now. I know that I probably haven't written like a million times in my notebook, but I don't feel like going to find it. And he just kept using that phrase. And it was just like boom, boom, every single sentence. Not going to clarify what this means. Just, this is the phrase I'm using, so you better understand it. And like I get what he was saying, but I feel like there had to have been a more layman way to put that. But it was kind of stupid. I was really bored during it. So the class that I have a really hardcore opinion about is my weight training class, because the professor is like every stereotype of a phys ed professor, teacher, like possible. Added like every gym teacher that you've ever had, plus like a motivational speaker. He talks a lot about how his life was changed by eating nutritionally and exercising with weights rather than just cardio, and he's really emphatic about it. Originally, he was going to not have us meet at all in February and then just do the last 20 weeks of school. But for the first semester ever, he is doing the first 20 weeks rather than the last 20 weeks. Because gym classes at John Jay don't run for the entire span that other classes do, which I appreciate. So he told us on Tuesday that we have a buffer, a 5-minute buffer, because like in when we need to be there, because if you have a class right before it, you only have 10 minutes to go to the third floor gym area, locker area, change, go up to the 6th floor, and then find the room that it's in, and it's kind of like in an inconvenient place. And a lot of people at my school are fucking lazy and need to use the elevators, so if it would take them a really long time. And I came into class today 3 minutes late, but still within that 5-minute buffer, and he had forgotten that we had the 5-minute buffer, so he fucking reamed me a new asshole about it, and just fucking kept like comment after comment after comment after comment like directed at me for like being late. And then 5 other people showed up late after me, and it wasn't until he was 3/4 of the way through with his lecture, because he lectured today because the weight training room was being worked on. And after lecturing the same exact shit that he said the first class that we had, he realized that he gave us a 5-minute buffer, and then was like, "Oh, yeah, I guess you weren't late then." And I was just like, "That's fine. Do you have any other smart-ass comments to make now that you know that I fucking was on time?" Great. I didn't say anything about being still on time because I just assumed that I was 3 minutes past the buffer. I didn't really, since I had changed into gym clothes, I didn't have my cell phone or my iPod on me at all, because it wasn't until we got up there that we realized that the weight training room was being worked on. So yeah, I'm fucking taking way too much time talking, so I guess I'm just gonna go. Bye.